Oh nice, some more ADS Thomas merch. So, in my last video about the LEGO Minecraft minisets, after uploading it, I realized that's not the kind of content I should be making. It got 29 views in just a week, which I am happy for that. My videos don't really tend to get a lot of views. Except the Wooden Railway Polar Express reviews. I don't know how I got over 3,000 views on that video. Did I say something that shocked you all? I had, I have no idea. But I'm glad it has that many views. But that's besides the point. I'm not. I don't just do toy reviews. I I can, but they need to be more on trains and Thomas and Friends, which are the subjects of my channel, and I realized I was straying away from that subject, and I'm sorry for that. I'm also sorry if this video tends to be a bit bland, like in quality, because I don't really know what to say. I I should probably script these videos. Whatever. Anyway, so I realized my mistake. I'm gonna learn from my mistake. But in the meantime, let's get on to the merchandise. So, to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the Railway series, the books that kicked off the Thomas and Friends franchise, they released a bunch of exclusive to that year different toys, including the 80th anniversary Diecast Thomas, the 80th anniversary Railway Series Edition Diecast Thomas, and the 80th anniversary Day Out with Thomas 2025 Motorized Thomas. Man, that was a mouthful. I'm gonna start off simple with the standard Thomas the Tank Engine, cause well, you should understand why. It has the Fisher Price logo, the Thomas and Friends logo, the nameplate Thomas, because we all know him, but we want to make sure. And it's just tradition for characters you may not know, so you can read it, and they need to keep consistency. But anyway, we have the 80th anniversary logo, which at the time of me recording this video, is the logo for the little circle logo for my channel. And we have a Nitrogen era Thomas promotional image, which I have not seen on a toy for my entire life. Well, maybe I have, but I can't remember. And just from looking at the box, the Thomas looks stunning. So, I'm going to open the box off camera so we can look at the actual toy. And here he is out of the box. Now, I've already reviewed the Thomas the Tank Engine models in a previous video, but I don't think I did the standard one. I don't know. I don't watch my own videos. It's relatively the same, but there's no one painting his lining. His lining's a lot thinner. There's no shiny detail. It's just a stock standard Thomas, which really any collection needs. Again, taking the Wooden Railway Restitz line tradition of putting the name on the bottom, except it would be this way on Wooden Railway. But this is diecast, so it's understandable. We have the hook and loop coupling. And of course we have molded tail lamps. And as you can see here, the end of the bunker kind of curves out a little bit, which is actually accurate to the CGI model, which this is based off of. It also has an indent. The area, I always forget what it's called, the little semicircle thing right here. Splasher wheel arch, I never know. And the extended side tank, the gap between them is actually hollow. We also have a hollow cab interior indented doors, molded whistle, molded lamp, which I don't think a diecast model has ever had, but I could be wrong, and of course, actual side rods. They don't move while they're running along, but for just detail, it just makes it look great. Also, the buffers up front are painted, but weirdly, the buffers on the back are just red. Same thing, there's also no back stripes for him, which is a bit inconsistent, but understandable. The detail on it is great. I've talked about it on the previous video featuring these toys, but I'm just happy to see Mattel trying with them. Even though the line is discontinued at the time of recording this, we're getting a new show and they're gonna revive everything and use magnets. And from what the promotional images we've seen of the 2026 toys, I can't say that I like them. But, I mean, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Same thing goes for this. Now, it wasn't made too long ago, so I doubt that it would go for too much on the aftermarket. But I would get this while you can for a decent price if you can get it. I really hope it is still in Walmart. Moving on to everyone's favorite toy that came out of that year, the Railway Series edition of Thomas. We have the old 1984 classic Thomas the Tank Engine logo, the old classic font. It literally looks like there's actual paper in the background. And we can just see word. I can't make out what it says, but there is writing on it. And they have the paper folded up to see the 3 years plus thing on it, which is just that is just so clever. And of course we have the famous illustration of Thomas the Tank Engine. The 80th anniversary logo. It looks great, really. Now, a lot of people would keep this in the box. And I understand why. I do, but for me personally, I just don't understand why you keep a toy in the box. Toys are meant to be played with, so why'd you keep it in the box, preventing you from playing with it? Sure, it looks nice, but if you want to keep the box, then just take it out of the box as carefully as you can, and if it's intact, keep the box. But that's just me. Disagree with me if you want to. I will not mind. And I am going to open this box off camera because, well, I don't want to damage it while trying to film myself opening it. So, yeah. And here he is in all his illustrated glory. I am actually really proud of how I was able to take him out of the box in that few seconds the camera was off. You couldn't even... It looks like a factory error where they forgot to put the toy in the package, but they sealed it. But when you look underneath, it is obvious that opens like a flap. But yeah, so I'm, for anyone who hates me for opening toys like this, you can hate me less because I kept the box intact. I didn't do as good a job on the standard one, but that's why I'm recording this, so I can look back at the box and remember how good it looked. And it's the standard packaging. It's the Railway Series one I really wanted to keep preserved. Anyway, so let's get on to the toy that was inside of it. This thing is amazing. So, still unpainted buffers and backlining, but that doesn't bother me too much. Now, it's actually printed in such a way to make it look like it's an illustration. Like, the differences in the shading, the imperfections in the corner of the lining, if that's picking up on camera. And, like, the face... it cuts off by the edges, but it's printed to look like it was illustrated, and I don't disagree with me if you want to, but I think that looks... some people would probably think that looks creepy, but I think it looks amazing. We also have, like, speckle detail on the buffers, which is supposed to represent the imperfection in the painting, but I think it looks like the buffers are damaged from biffing trucks all the time. This one I'm not going to use a Sharpie on the back of it. I'm gonna leave it the way it is. You can hate me a little less. And it's the same as the original, but just with these small differences in printing, which just make it look so glorious. Look at that roof. And one thing that does kind of bug me is that they printed the door black to make it look like it was open, the same way it was in the illustration and in Thomas and the Magic Railroad. Underrated movie. But since there's still a physical door there, so it's a little off-putting, but I can't care enough to complain about this. It is beautiful, and I love it. Comparing him to the stock standard Thomas, the Railway series is definitely my favorite. I haven't read a lot of the books, but probably because the collections go for way too much on on Amazon, Walmart, wherever you can find a Railway series collection book, it costs way too much money. But when I'm more wealthy and I can afford that myself as an adult, I will definitely pick it up. I want to see Wilbert's imagination. Now I can move on to the final and biggest item in this video, the Day Out with Thomas 2025 exclusive 80th anniversary motorized Thomas. Again, a huge mouthful. Now, it has the new mold of the new motorized engines, which I think looks great. It's like a concrete copy of the CGI model. Well, except for the wheels, but I could not care less. The truck also looks great. It has the same undercarriage colors that Thomas does, but I can't really complain about it. It's a Day Out with Thomas model. It's not supposed to be realistic, it's supposed to look pretty. And most people would keep this in a box, but like I said, I play with my toys. If I like the box enough, I just do a really careful job at taking it out of the box. I don't keep it prisoned in this Thailand factory oxygen. Now, taking it out of the box just makes me appreciate it so much more. Now, on the side shown to us, it has the Thomas and Friends Day Out with Thomas 2025 logo, which I attended, and it's where I got this. It has a bunch of confetti on the side of it, along with a banner saying birthday, and the other saying party. But if you, looked at my, background wallpaper for my channel, which I only updated the day I uploaded this video, you'll know that it's the other way around, with party on this side and birthday on this side. But I'm not going to complain about a toy made for kids. Now, the new engines of this line have white running boards, but this one doesn't. But then again, Day Out with Thomas, not supposed to be accurate. And he's also got icing on his windows and the top of his cab. The giant red switch carried from All Engines Go. He just looks so good. Look at those side rods. And, like, the indent in the gap between the splasher and side tank. molded cab door and windows. They're not hollow because it's battery operated, but still, this attention to detail just proves how good Mattel can make their toys. Why would they give that up? Really, guys. But enough about the people who screwed up Thomas in the first place. Moving on to the truck. For a troublesome truck, he looks weirdly happy. That's the little hook holding his face in place. The inside of it's actually molded with wood, which I believe is also carried over from All Engines Go motorized. I did a review on one of those sets, which is behind me as I record this video. Now the way the frosting is printed on is a bit weird. There's a ton at the top and then it half continues at the bottom. But I looked at other models and I'm guessing this is normal. I think it's a bit weird. I also don't like how there's no printing on the back. But I still just think that it looks so good. Like, the mold for these, the small attention to all the tiniest details is what really makes these toys as great as they are. If you can find these for decent prices at the time this video comes out, do it. Take that chance, get these toys, they are 100% worth it. With that out of the way, I feel like I should give it a little running session on the track that I set up specifically for this review. Just to clarify, the engine opens using a Phillips screwdriver here on the bottom, on that black part, just like any Trackmaster and or motorized engine does, and it takes 2 AA batteries. I'm going to run it with the 2 die-casts I just unboxed behind it, just so you can see them in action too. Enough about that. I'm going to actually get it running now. I must warn you, it is going to be very loud because it's hollow under where I'm running it, but there's nothing I can really do about that. He's a pretty good runner. I take that back. Yeah, I think the points might have been set against him, causing him to derail like that. But I mean, accidents, there's literally a song made by the Thomas and Friends company about how accidents happen. So, that can be expected. And like, beggars can't be choosers. I can definitely recommend all 3 of these engines, toys, whatever you want to call them, but the Day Out with Thomas one goes for like $80 on eBay, because it's a Day Out with Thomas exclusive. It's exclusive to one event that happens for 1 year, so I am very lucky to get him, and I have great parents for letting me go at such a time of year. As for the 2 die-casts, you have a much better chance at getting them. The Railway Series one might be a bit pricey because Railway Series, and the die-cast Thomas can't cost too much, but if you can find any of them anywhere, I can 100% recommend that you get them as quickly as possible, because there's no saying when they'll be out of stock. But with that out of the way, I hope you enjoyed this hideously unscripted review on the 80th anniversary engines. With how crazy I went for the anniversary, there's a lot more I have to review. So you'll see those in future videos. But in the meantime, I'm gonna have to let you go. But I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.